Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. Today I will tell you about the marker pens, history of the marker pens. So listen to me carefully and do like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon and also do support me. Let's go. I will tell you about the history of marker pens. The marker pen is a pen that has a tip made of porous pressed fibers, felt, and reservoir of colored ink. This reservoir has a core of an absorbent material which carries the ink. One more necessary part of a marker is a cap and that prevents drying of ink in a nib. The link of a marker has a solvent in it that keeps it in liquid form until the 1990s. That solvent was toluene or xylene. These solvents are harmful, and because of that we today use alcohols instead. The first failed tip marketing pen was patented in 1910 by Lee Newman. It was basically a cylinder filled with ink that led to a failed tip. Benjamin Pascash patented his fountain pen brush in 1926. It had a spongy tipped handle and was filled with different paint colors. These marker pens were not commercially viable and didn't sell in 1945-44. Walter J.D. Groft patented a marking pen that held ink in liquid form in its handle and used a felt tip. This is the patent that will become a Sharpie pen in 1964. First modern and usable marker pen was Sidney Rosenthal's magic marker, which he invented started selling in 1953. This marker had glass tube of ink for a body and a felt wick, and its name comes from a jack that it was able to write on any surface. Yoko Hori of the Tokyo Stationery Company invented a modern fiber-tipped pen in 1962. Highlighters and fine line markers appeared in 1970s. Binney and Smith, who made Crayola, bought name Magic Marker in 1989 and started selling improved permanent markers and highlighters in 1996. They started selling Magic Marker and dry erase markers for writing on whiteboards and glass. And there are different types of markers which are made of various materials for different purposes, and they behave differently. Permanent makers can write on many different surfaces like glass, plastic, wood, metal, and stone. Their ink lasts for a long time and often cannot be removed from the surface by rubbing or water. Depending on surface on which it is used, ink can be removed with alcohol or acetone. Highlighters or semi-transparent permanent markers which are used to draw attention to sections of text to highlight them. They are used over existing writing, but they still leave the writing readable. They are often made in bright colors fluorescent colors, the most often color being fluorescent yellow colored with perine. Non-permanent markers, also known as dry erase markers or whiteboard markers, or markers that when applied to surface dry very fast and do not stick to surface too strong. So when they are erased with a dry spongy or cloth, they turn into dust. They are made of erasable ink for use on slick, non-porous writing surfaces like whiteboards and foils for overhead projectors. Wet wipe markers or wet erase markers are similar to dry erase markers but are more resilient to wiping and must be cleaned with a wet cloth or spongy. Wet cloth or spongy security markers have invisible inks what that are fluorescent under the UV light. That was about the markers, the history of markers and the markers. I hope you all will like it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell icon and also do support me. Khuda Hafiz.